Good morning. It is now October 3rd. I'm really bad at this whole sign off thing, but to be perfectly honest with you, I was so knackered last night. Like, Scott could just see it in my face. Like, I looked like a zombie pretty much. I had been fighting sleep all day because I knew if I'd napped, then I would have terrible sleep last night. And I'm so glad I didn't because I had a brilliant sleep. I got out my weighted blanket. I don't always use it, but I got my weighted blanket out last night and I was sound asleep within probably the quickest I've fallen asleep in the last month. So I've got my cup of tea. I'm all coodied in with my blanket. I'm going to put Animal Crossing on, Animal Crossing New Horizons. I've not really got back into it, but it really helps like rest my thumb a little bit, believe it or not. And I have decided that I'm just gonna totally redo my island, like proper massive construction zone. So that's the plan for this morning. We have glazers coming out to fix handles in our upstairs window because the handle got completely jammed the other day. Excuse me. Not the other day, the other week. Like, I'm talking maybe like 3 weeks ago, this window got jammed. And we got a glazer out last week. Our landlord approved a glazer to come out, and they literally like suction cupped the window open, like yanked the window open. And then this little bit of plastic came out of the handle. So they're going to come and replace both handles because they're now extremely loose. And they're also going to come and look at our living room window because we're still getting water in. And a strip of PVC has come off the base of the window. But our landlord has also approved getting this whole unit replaced, which I cannot stress enough will bring me much joy. So today's plan is Animal Crossing and some knitting if I think my thumb is up to it. It doesn't feel too sore right now, but I don't want to overdo it. I don't want to push it. So cups of tea, it will be a day in the house. I will need to go wake Scott up eventually. He was up late watching some American football. First it was the Raiders game, and then I don't know who he watched after the Raiders game. So yeah, that is going to be our morning. We were thinking of heading out and maybe going to like Falkirk to see to see the kelpies is the right way to put that. I'm just thinking of like different things I can do for this Vlogtober because the first 2 weeks is when I can actually do stuff. The second 2 weeks I'll be back at work and that's going to be hella boring. But I also need to like listen to my body and rest and recover because I think I was like literally that close to burnout. If not, I was brushing burnout and I just hadn't realised. So yeah, that is today's plan. Not super exciting, but also didn't expect the glazing company to be coming back so soon. I'm very grateful, especially now this bit of PVC's come off. Oh, that's Scott awake. At least I don't have to go wake him up. So yeah, we'll be having a day in. Scott may or may not want the TV this morning, which is absolutely fine because you can play the Switch handheld. I put it back on to charge last night, so it should be good. But yeah, looks like it's going to be a nice day inside. Not the best weather either. I was hoping for nicer weather in my week off. I cancelled the wrong week. I was meant to be off the week of the 26th, but some stuff was going on in work. And out of the goodness of my heart and my horrific work ethic, like I'm not a lazy person when it comes to my work ethic. I am a give 150, 200% work ethic, which is bad. So I was meant to be off the week of the 26th, and it was nice and it was sunny and it was not raining. And now, of course, because I cancelled that and I've taken the first week in October, of course it's raining and wet and we've had weather warnings. Typical. But yeah, I've got a list as long as my arm that I want to do. I want to try some sewing. We're going to teach Scott amigurumi. Oh, we could do that today, or we can try that today. Yeah, let's try that. We're going to teach Scott amigurumi. That's going to be interesting. Okay, bye. Hi everyone, it's been a bit of a day here. None of the things we thought we were going to do happened. Woke up to an email from our letting agent about our living room window, this joyful thing over here. And basically, I had chased them over the weekend, even though I knew they wouldn't be working. I was just like, hey, hope when you read this you've had a really good weekend, blah blah blah. Because our landlord is approving the need to get quotes to replace the whole window. Like, it's just such shoddy workmanship. And anytime you mention the name of the company to a different glazer, they just laugh. Like, they know who the company is and they expect to hear what problems you're having. So I got an email back from the letting agent basically saying that they are considering contacting the glazing company that came to deal with the handle upstairs. They were really, really good. They were very knowledgeable, as I said this morning. Like, they fixed the window within like 10 minutes. If you don't include the time they were waiting for their gaffer to turn up to just confirm they could do what they needed to do. Because they could have broken our window. They didn't, but they could have. So yeah, they came back this morning. They were here to fix the handle, like replace the handle upstairs. But they've also had a look at the living room window and kind of taken some measurements and stuff so they can come up with a quote to replace it. So that kind of threw us off this morning, and we were like, right, okay, so we can't go out like we were planning. So we went and got some lunch and we went around a couple of the shops, and then we came back home and Scott wasn't feeling too good. So we just done some gaming. He played, what did he play? Assassin's Creed. I'm back to playing Animal Crossing. If you can't hear the noise in the background, that's the Animal Crossing, part of the Animal Crossing theme song. My wrist is killing me. Probably an over-exaggeration. Oh yeah, because that's like a legitimate user that wants to message me on Instagram. Sorry. It's probably just got some serious spam email there. No thank you. Delete. Oh god. Hey. My wrist is really, really sore today. It's really, really clicky, like it's cracking a lot. And it's now got to the point where it's like extremely painful. So I've got my support on and I currently can't knit or crochet at all. So I've just been on Animal Crossing a lot. But I've actually been online and I'm looking to get a new CBD cream. So I've ordered a new cream from Holland & Barrett's that I'm going to pick up tomorrow. So we're actually going out the house tomorrow and I'm taking you along. We might have like a coffee out. I say coffee. I hate coffee. Can't stand it. If I ever say coffee, then I normally mean like tea or hot chocolate. But Scott drinks coffee. But yeah, Scott's away out for his PT tonight. He has personal training on a Monday and a Wednesday. Oh, sugar, that's really loud. There you go, turn it down a little bit. So yeah, what Ned and I did do before my wrist got really, really bad was just a little bit more on the care sweater. I am so close to joining this in the round. So at the moment, it's like that. So I'm really, really close to getting it ready to join in the round. I'm just working on some underarm increases. And then once I have successfully completed those, I can join in the round. And then I think very quickly after that we go on to the colour work. I'm not entirely sure. I haven't read too far forward this time, because last time I read too far forward I confused myself. But yep, just a night in. It is horrible outside again. We have got some amount of weather. I've got my favourite candle burning. It smells delicious. But yeah, this is probably all you're going to see today. Because Scott wasn't feeling too great, we didn't teach him amigurumi. I'm a wee bit gutted by that, because he really wants to try, like he really, really, really wants to learn. And he keeps sending me all these reels on Instagram of all these like beautiful amigurumi pieces, and he's just like, one day I'll make them and I could make stuff for the wedding, and it's really cute. But he just wasn't feeling up to it once we got home, so we didn't do it today. Maybe we'll do it tomorrow once we're home from collecting my cream. And I would like to go to Sainsbury's, because apparently they have some real good Halloween stuff in that's a Nightmare Before Christmas themed. So I'd like to have a nosy at that. But I also just wanted to talk about the fact, like, I think I'm doing okay with my budgeting this week. Like, I'm so much more aware of what I'm spending and how I'm spending it. So my dad sent me a photo today. Like, I've really been wanting like chunky soup. And sometimes you just want some in the cupboard. Like, I love making soup. I like to think I do good, like, chicken and rice soup, because it's one of my favourites. But sometimes you just want stuff in a can in your cupboard on like nights like this where it's disgusting outside. It's just blech. And he sent me a photo of some in B&M. I don't know. I assume that's just a UK store. And so we went and checked, and then when I actually saw the flavours, I was just like, no thanks. So could have gone crazy buying Halloween stuff in B&M. Didn't. I bought 2 Halloween things in Home Bargains, and they were like $1.50 each, and it was plastic chalice cups with like a pumpkin face on the front, and they're black and they're lovely. So I thought they would be really good for the top table on the wedding. We're buying like Halloween stuff for the wedding, which is really fun. I'm looking at 2 things we've got just now, and then if we add in these chalice cups, I really need to get a box to put all this stuff in so that it's not just kicking around the flat. But yeah, like, just walking around the shop being like, do I genuinely need this? It's really interesting. And then at one point, like, I said to Scott, I was like, oh, do you need juice? And he's just like, no, but I would like some crisps. And I was like, okay. Because he has his own budget money. I have my own budget money. And then he's just like, oh, I really want more snacks. I'm like, do you need more snacks? Because he's also trying to eat better. And he's like, no, you're right, I don't. And then I walked into TK Maxx, looked around and walked out. Now that is a kudos point for me, because I am a sucker for their Halloween stuff, but we have now crossed the line where Halloween stuff is bare minimum and it's just Christmas galore, which upsets me. Not gonna lie, that upsets me. Sorry, that was a fly. So yeah, like, even just going into Asda, I could have probably got stuff for making soup, but to be perfectly honest, the way my wrist has been, I'm just like, I'm not going to make it, and then it might sit for a day or two and the vegetables will go past their best. And so it's that small moment of realisation where you're just like, do I actually need to spend this money, or is it just burning a hole in my pocket? And I really loved what Nanya, the knitting therapist, said in the comments on my last video, which is that whenever you have that really happy moment where you kind of catch yourself and you're like, I don't need to spend that, or like we also talked about emotional eating and stuff like that, that we should have like this wee congratulatory thing that we do, like do a little dance or something. So I told Scott about that, and so I was standing in line to buy the chalice cups and some toilet roll, because that is a necessity. We were down to our last toilet roll. So we were still in line waiting to get served, and I just was like, I told Scott, and I was like, I done a wee dance. He was just like, okay, go away, Mr. Fly. Seriously, go away. I'm just blathering for the sake of blathering. But yeah, I just wanted to give you an update. This will probably be the last footage for today. And then I don't know how early tomorrow's going to be. I'm hoping it's not going to be that early, to be honest. But we're heading out to Braehead. I need to go pick up my cream. I'm hoping will help, because this is honestly ridiculously painful. I love the colder weather because I'm not a sweaty mess, but my joints love the hot weather, so I think I'm just going to have to accept the sweat and become a hot weather person, because this is so painful. And I know that this is cold weather related, because I get it all the time. But I can't even pick up my juice bottle without it hurting, so it really sucks. But you just kind of live and let live, don't you? You just have to move on, get on with it. There's only so much you can sit around and feel sorry for yourself when your body doesn't function. Honestly, like, that is genuinely how I feel about it. Like, sometimes it's absolutely fine to have a pity party, and then other times, like, you can have like a 5-minute pity party, or an hour pity party, or a day, however long you need. But can you fix it instantaneously? In my situation, no, I can't. So I have to do what I can, which is try and find some sort of pain relief, which is my Splint pain creams, or pain relief creams. In this case, painkillers will not help. I need to dig out like my hot compress thing, or my rice bag, and stick that in the microwave, because the heat will probably help. But yeah, if you can't fix it instantaneously and you've had your pity party, then sadly we do just have to kind of pick ourselves up and carry on, because your body's just not going to miraculously heal itself. And I know that's going to probably upset a couple of other chronic illness people, but everyone deals with it in their own way. The way I deal with it may not be the way you deal with it. So before you jump in the comments, just remember that. Like, people have lived with their conditions longer, they deal with them differently, everyone has a different pain threshold, everyone's got a different way. Like, this is actually like, this has got like a band where you can pull it quite tight if you want, and I find like the compression on the wrist really helps control the pain. Anyway, this has gone down a route I didn't want to go down, so yeah, see you tomorrow.